Have you ever wondered why some days feel so heavy, even when nothing really goes wrong? Why is it that small problems steal our smile so quickly, while happiness often slips away before we even notice? Many people keep asking themselves, how can I stay happy in every situation, no matter what life throws my way? Think about it. A person loses a job, but instead of breaking down, they remain calm and even thankful for the chance to start fresh. Another person in the same situation feels crushed and hopeless. What makes the difference? It is not life itself, but the way we see life. Just imagine a rainy day. To one person, the rain is trouble. It ruins their outing, their clothes, their mood. But to another, the same rain becomes joy, an excuse to slow down, make tea, and enjoy the sound of nature. The situation is the same. The feelings are not. And this is where the secret of happiness begins. Welcome, dear friends, to Wisdom Woven. Here we bring you timeless truths and gentle reminders that can change the way you look at life. Before we begin this journey, let me ask for a small favor. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribes, so please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the strength to keep weaving wisdom into words that touch your heart. Happiness in every situation may sound like a dream, maybe even impossible. But the teachings of Buddhism show us it is not a distant promise. It is a skill, a way of living, a lens through which we can see the world differently. At its core, it is not about avoiding problems, but learning to stay calm in the middle of them. Buddhism begins with a simple truth. Life brings both joy and pain. Instead of denying it, the Buddha encouraged us to understand it deeply. When we understand suffering, we stop being afraid of it. From that place of understanding, happiness becomes real, because it is no longer built on fragile things. In this video, you will discover how simple shifts in mind and heart can turn ordinary days into meaningful blessings. We will explore ancient principles made easy for daily life, like practicing mindfulness, letting go of unhealthy attachments, and finding balance in times of chaos. These insights will not float above real life. They will enter your daily world, where deadlines, pressures, and emotions test you every day. So stay with me until the end of this journey, because what you'll take from here is not just information, but gentle guidance, a way to carry joy with you, no matter the situation. Happiness is not far away. It is here, waiting for you, in this very moment. In the quiet moments when the world slows down, it is easy to notice one truth. Life brings suffering. This is not a dark thought, but a gentle truth. We all face pain, loss, and difficulty. It is part of the journey we call life. Yet many do not understand this suffering deeply. They resist it, they fear it, or they hope it will disappear. But suffering is like the river flowing through our lives. It shapes us, teaches us, and if we learn well, it can lead us to peace. Imagine a child learning to walk. The child falls many times, feels pain, but with each fall, she grows stronger and more certain on her feet. Life's suffering is like that. It may cause pain, but it can also make us stronger if we stop struggling against it and instead learn from it. The Buddha called this suffering dukkha, a word that carries the meaning of dissatisfaction, unease, or stress. It is not just big pains like loss or illness, but also small discomforts, an ache, a worry, a feeling that something is missing. This feeling is natural. To live deeply is to know discomfort, because life is always changing. Why does suffering exist? It exists because life is never the same for long. Moments pass, people change, things break or fade away. We want comfort and safety, yet the world around us resists being held tightly. This resistance is the root of suffering. When we want things our way, when we cling to people, moments, or ideas, suffering grows. It feeds on our resisting, on the fight between what is and what we want it to be. But we often forget this simple fact. As a Zen master, I tell you, suffering is a universal teacher. It is not a punishment or a curse. It is a doorway to deeper understanding. When we stop running, when we stop hiding, and when we face our suffering gently, it begins to lose its power. It might sound strange, but facing suffering mindfully, with kindness, takes courage. It is easier to distract ourselves with noise, work, or endless desires. This distraction is like a shadow that covers the light. But the light is always there, even if hidden. Recognizing suffering also brings clarity. It helps us see what truly matters. When we see our own pain, we become more open to the pain of others. Compassion grows. Our hearts expand. The Buddhist teaching begins with this very first noble truth. There is suffering. It invites us to see clearly, not to despair but to understand. Once we accept this truth, we can look deeper. Why does suffering happen inside us? Often, it is because of attachment. Attachment is the tight grip we have on the world. The desire to hold on to things, people, or ideas as if letting go would mean losing ourselves. But the truth is, holding on too tightly only causes more pain. Think about a flower. If you hold it too tightly, it wilts and fades. But when you hold it gently or let it be free, it lasts longer in its beauty. Our hearts are the same. The second truth in Buddhism says this suffering has a cause: attachment and desire. They are natural, but must be seen clearly. Without this seeing, we remain trapped. But understanding suffering is not enough. The third truth tells us there is an end to suffering. This might be the most hopeful part of the teaching. The end of suffering is not about living a perfect life without pain. It is about being free from the chains of craving and clinging. Freedom means peace no matter what happens outside. This freedom begins with awareness, mindfulness, being present with our feelings, thoughts, and sensations without judgment, opens the path. In daily life, this means when pain comes, we do not push it away. We observe it, breathe with it, and recognize it as part of our shared human experience. Gradually, this practice softens the sharp edges of suffering. It transforms pain into a passageway for growth. As a Zen master, I encourage patience. Just as a seed takes time to grow, so too does peace within us. There is no rush. Listen to the rhythm of your own breath. Inhale peace. Exhale tension. Each breath is a chance to come home to yourself. There is great strength in this quiet acceptance. It does not mean giving up. It means standing gently and firmly in the middle of life's storms. Remember, suffering and happiness are not enemies. They are two sides of the same coin. To know one deeply is to begin to know the other. In next steps, we will explore how to turn this understanding into ways of living that bring true, lasting happiness. True happiness is not something outside of us. It is not something we find in things, people, or achievements. It is a deep and quiet state that lives within the heart. The Buddha taught this clearly. When we understand true happiness, We start to look inward instead of chasing after the ever-changing world. Many people believe happiness comes from success, wealth, or pleasure. These things can bring fleeting joy, but they often leave us wanting more. True happiness, the kind that doesn't disappear when life changes, is not based on conditions. It is a happiness that remains even in the face of difficulty. The Buddha spoke of a happiness that is free from pain and sorrow. This happiness is calm and steady, like a deep lake that does not ripple with every breeze. It is found by seeing things as they really are. How do we see things as they really are? We start by looking honestly at ourselves and our experience. This means we look without judgment, without trying to change what we see. This is mindfulness, the shining light that helps us understand the nature of true happiness. In daily life, this mindfulness grows when we pause and notice what is happening inside and outside us. We see our thoughts, feelings, and sensations clearly. We see our desires and fears. This clear seeing helps us face the truth about happiness. When we look deeply, we see that true happiness does not come from grabbing or holding tightly, but from opening and letting go. It comes from accepting things as they are, not as we wish them to be. Imagine a bird resting on a branch. If the branch is strong and steady, the bird can rest peacefully. But if the branch shakes or breaks, the bird must fly or fall. Our happiness depends not on shaky branches like things or people, but on the strength of our own calm mind. The Buddha taught that true happiness is born from wisdom. Wisdom is the understanding of three things: impermanence, non-self, and the nature of suffering. Impermanence means everything changes. Flowers bloom and fade, seasons come and go, our feelings rise and fall. When we accept change, we do not suffer when things pass away. Non-self means there is no fixed I inside us. We are ever-changing, a flow of moments. This frees us from the heavy burden of ego and selfish desires that cause suffering. The nature of suffering, as we discussed, is part of life. Seeing suffering clearly helps us let go of false hopes and find peace. True happiness is like a clear sky behind the clouds. Sometimes the clouds hide it, but it is always there. This happiness grows when we cultivate kindness and compassion. When we care for others and ourselves, our hearts expand. This expansion brings joy that does not depend on outside conditions. The Buddha's path shows us how to live with wisdom and compassion. It is not a path of denial or escape, but a path of brave acceptance and love. When we stop fighting life and start embracing it fully, happiness begins to grow naturally. This is why the Buddha said, "Happiness never decreases by being shared." When we share our joy, it multiplies. In moments of stillness, when we breathe deeply and connect with our inner self, happiness arises. It is a quiet presence, not loud or flashy. By practicing meditation, we train our mind to rest in this happiness. We learn to notice when it fades and to welcome it back gently. True happiness does not mean never feeling pain or sadness. It means having a heart big enough to hold all feelings and a mind calm enough to see beyond them. In your own life, try to find these moments of joy in simple things: a smile, a breath, a kind word. This joy is always available. It is your true nature, waiting patiently beneath the surface. As a Zen master, I invite you to explore this happiness within. Keep your heart open and your mind calm, and watch how life blossoms around you. In the next part, we will learn how to live fully in the present moment, the doorway to true happiness. In our busy lives, our minds often rush from one thought to another. We find ourselves worrying about the future or replaying the past. But true happiness, the happiness that lasts, is found only in the present moment. The present moment is where life truly happens, where we can breathe and be fully alive. Mindfulness is the gentle art of paying attention, without judgment, to this very moment. When we practice mindfulness, we become aware of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise. We start to notice the simple beauty around us, even in ordinary things. Imagine walking through a garden. Instead of thinking about all you have to do later, you stop to feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, the softness of a flower petal, the sound of a bird singing nearby. This moment of presence fills you with a quiet joy. Many people think mindfulness is difficult or requires special skills, but it is really about remembering to come back to now, again and again. It is like returning home after a long day. When we are mindful, we see clearly how thoughts and emotions arise and pass away. We learn not to be swept away by them like leaves carried by the wind. This helps us respond to life with kindness and wisdom, rather than reacting in fear or anger. Mindfulness also helps us recognize the habits that cause us pain. For example, noticing when we judge ourselves harshly or hold onto a grudge. Simply being aware of these patterns is the first step to freeing ourselves from them. Buddhist teachings often speak of mindfulness as the foundation of a happy life. Without it, our mind becomes cluttered and restless. With mindfulness, a calm and clear mind begins to shine like the morning sun. Practicing mindfulness can be as simple as focusing on your breath. When you breathe in, notice the air entering your body. When you breathe out, feel the release of tension. This simple act connects you with the present. You can practice mindfulness anytime, anywhere, while washing your hands, eating a meal, or walking down the street. Each time you bring your attention to the now, you plant a seed of peace and happiness. Sometimes life feels overwhelming, but mindfulness teaches us to break down big problems into smaller moments. We face one breath, one step, one heartbeat at a time. This approach reduces anxiety and brings a sense of control. It reminds us that no matter what happens, we always have the present moment. The Zen master encourages you to practice patience. Mindfulness is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. In meditation, mindfulness deepens. Sitting quietly, observing thoughts without chasing them, is like watching clouds float by. You become the sky, vast and unshaken. With daily mindfulness, life becomes richer. Joy becomes not a distant goal, but a companion in every step. This present moment contains everything: pain and happiness, challenge and beauty. By living fully here, we find that happiness flows naturally. When you start to live mindfully, relationships change. You listen more deeply, speak more gently, and connect more truly with others. Mindfulness softens the heart and opens the door to love, gratitude, and understanding. Many ancient Buddhist stories tell of people who found freedom through mindfulness. They discovered that by being present, they could touch the sacred in every moment. So, in your own life, practice returning to now. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Like a child learning to walk, be patient with yourself. Remember, Mindfulness is not about perfection. It is about kindness toward your mind and heart. When you live mindfully, you create a space where happiness can grow, no matter what surrounds you. The peace found through mindfulness is steady and sure. It does not depend on the outside world, because it blooms from within. As the Zen master, I invite you to start with one mindful breath. Let it remind you, this moment is your true home. In the next part, we will explore how letting go can bring freedom and joy. In life, one of the greatest sources of struggle comes from holding on too tightly. Our hearts and minds clutch things, people, and ideas as if they are the only source of our happiness. Yet this very grasping becomes the root of our suffering. Letting go is not about losing. It is about freeing ourselves from the weight that keeps us trapped. Imagine holding a bird in your hand. If you squeeze too hard, the bird will feel pain and may even die. But if you hold it gently, it feels safe and can eventually fly away. Our attachments are like that bird. When we cling too tightly, we hurt ourselves and block the flow of life's beautiful movement. The Buddha taught that attachment binds us. It is our craving for things to be permanent, for people to stay exactly as we wish, for our lives to be comfortable and predictable. But life is change. Everything breathes and shifts. When our hopes collide with this reality, suffering grows. Freedom comes when we practice non-attachment. Not a cold indifference, but a warm acceptance. It means loving fully without needing to possess or control. It means holding life lightly, with open hands and an open heart. In Buddhist teachings, non-attachment is like water flowing freely around rocks. It does not stop or cling. It adapts and moves forward. When we learn this art, we begin to trust life more deeply and fear less. Letting go is not easy. It asks us to face loss, disappointment, and uncertainty, but it also offers a priceless gift. Peace that does not depend on what is outside us. We all carry stories of holding on to grudges, to old hurts, to worries about tomorrow. These stories may seem part of us, but they are like heavy chains. The Zen master invites you to question, what would life be like if you let just one chain go? This practice begins with small moments. When anger arises, notice it without reacting. When fear grips your heart, breathe gently and remind yourself that this feeling, too, will pass. The Buddha showed us the middle path, a way not of extremes but of balance. Letting go is part of this balance, allowing us to live fully without being pulled by wants and fears. When you let go, you create space for joy to enter. Joy that is not loud or demanding, but soft and steady, like a candle's calm flame in the darkness. Non-attachment also deepens our connections with others. When we love without clinging, our relationships bloom with trust and freedom. Think of a tree in autumn. It lets go of its leaves effortlessly, trusting that new life will come in spring. We too can learn this natural cycle of release and renewal. Many people confuse letting go with giving up, but it is actually the bravest thing we can do. It is a surrender to life's flow and an invitation to be more alive. As you practice, you may find worries lessen, your heart feels lighter, and your mind grows clear. You begin to live rhythmically, like the gentle waves at the shore, always moving, never stagnant. In moments of stillness, cherish the feeling of lightness that comes when you release what no longer serves you. Letting go is a daily practice. It is not a one-time act, but a constant returning, to freedom, to peace, and to yourself. Remember, the wind does not hold onto the trees, and they do not resist the wind. This dance allows both to exist beautifully. In your life's journey, practice watching where your attachments hold you back. Greet them without judgment, then gently release. With each release, you step closer to the happiness that cannot be shaken by loss or change. As the Zen master, I encourage you to see letting go as a doorway, not an end, but a new beginning filled with possibilities. Let your heart be like water, flowing free, carrying you to peaceful shores. In the next part, we will discover how compassion and loving kindness open the heart to true joy. In the journey of life, there is a gentle power that transforms the heart and lights the path to happiness. This power is compassion, the ability to feel deeply for the suffering of others and respond with kindness. Loving kindness is its companion, the wish for all beings to be happy and free from pain. Together, they open the door to joy that no hardship can close. Compassion is not weakness. It is the strength to be vulnerable and present with others in their pain. When we cultivate compassion, we awaken a deep connection to the world around us. We see beyond ourselves and recognize that all people share the same hopes and fears. Imagine a child crying in the street. Your heart softens, and you wish to comfort them. This simple feeling is compassion, an opening of your heart to another's pain. It calls to us because it reminds us of our shared humanity. Loving kindness goes further. It is not only feeling for others in their suffering, but actively wishing them peace and happiness. This wish begins with ourselves. We must learn to be kind to our own hearts before we can fully extend kindness to others. The Buddha taught that compassion and loving kindness are the roots of true joy. When we nurture these qualities, happiness grows naturally, like a garden watered by gentle rains. Living with compassion means listening with an open heart, speaking with gentleness, and acting with care. It means seeing the best in others and forgiving their mistakes. As a Zen master, I remind you, compassion is a practice, not a feeling that comes and goes. It is like a flame that must be tended. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, fuels this flame. When you smile at a stranger, offer help without expectation, or simply hold space for a friend's sorrow, you are planting seeds of compassion. And as these seeds grow, something wonderful happens. Your heart expands, your mind softens, and joy fills the spaces where fear and anger once lived. Compassion also connects us deeply to ourselves. When we stop judging our mistakes and treat ourselves with kindness, we heal old wounds and open the door to peace. Many times, people misunderstand compassion as pity or sentimentality. True compassion is neither. It is clear-eyed and strong. It sees pain and chooses love anyway. Imagine a river flowing over rocks. Sometimes it is rough and tumbling. Other times it is smooth and calm. Compassion flows like this river, steady, persistent, and life-giving. In Buddhist practice, there are simple meditations to develop loving kindness. One begins by silently repeating wishes. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Then these wishes expand to include family, friends, neighbors, and eventually all beings everywhere. This practice gently dissolves walls between self and other. It awakens the truth that we are all one in our longing for peace. Compassion does not erase difficulties, but it gives us the strength to face them with an open heart. It softens our anger, calms our fears, and inspires courageous action. As you practice loving kindness, you may notice your joy comes not from having more, but from giving more. Giving your time, your attention, your presence becomes a source of deep satisfaction. Through kindness, happiness ceases to be a distant goal. It blooms in the present moment, in the way you treat yourself and others. Remember, the Buddha said, "Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened." In the same way, your happiness grows as you share kindness. In a world often marked by division and struggle, compassion is a healing balm. It is a light that restores our faith in the goodness of life. As the Zen master, I invite you to nurture this light. Let your heart breathe it freely. Allow your hands to act from love. Begin with yourself. Treat yourself gently like a beloved friend. As you do, your capacity to love expands naturally to those around you. Know that compassion is a path to freedom. It liberates you from the prison of selfishness and fear. In the coming part, we will explore equanimity, the art of staying balanced and peaceful even when the world feels chaotic. Life is like the ocean. Sometimes the waters are still and calm, and sometimes storms arise with fierce winds and towering waves. Equanimity is the deep calm that lives in the heart, steady and unshaken, no matter what weather surrounds it. It is the art of staying balanced in the midst of chaos. As a Zen master, I tell you that equanimity is not cold or distant. It is not a numbness that shuts out the world. Instead, it is a gentle openness that welcomes all experience without being swept away. Imagine a mighty tree standing firm through raging storms. Its roots run deep, and though the winds may bend its branches, it does not break. This tree teaches us the power of equanimity to endure life's difficulties with grace. When challenges appear, health worries, conflicts, loss, our natural reaction is often fear, anger, or despair. These emotions are like waves that toss us about. But equanimity is the still center beneath the waves, the place where true peace resides. How can we cultivate this calm within ourselves? It begins with acceptance. Accepting life as it is, not as we wish it to be, opens the door to balance. Resistance to reality only brings more suffering. Like trying to hold water in your hands, the tighter you grasp, the more it slips away. When you practice equanimity, you learn to meet joy without becoming attached and pain without being overwhelmed. You smile through happiness and breathe through sorrow. This balanced mind understands that life's ups and downs are natural. Like the seasons that shift in time, our feelings rise and fall. Equanimity allows us to be present for each moment, whether it brings pleasure or difficulty, without losing our center. The Buddha taught that equanimity is one of the 4 divine qualities, along with compassion, loving kindness, and joy, that bring freedom from suffering. This quality is cultivated through mindfulness and meditation. By observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we become less entangled in them. Imagine watching clouds drift across the sky. Sometimes the sky is bright and clear. Other times, clouds gather and darken. Yet the sky remains vast and unchanged. In the same way, the mind can observe emotions passing by, knowing they are temporary and not defining who we truly are. When we practice equanimity, our reactions become wiser. Instead of reacting impulsively, we pause, breathe, and respond with clarity and calm. This steadiness blesses not only ourselves but those around us. In difficult times, a calm presence can bring comfort and hope. Equanimity teaches us that peace is not found by controlling life, but by controlling how we relate to it. It is a gentle power that anchors us, making us resilient and flexible like bamboo that bends but does not break. As life throws surprises and challenges, equanimity helps us flow with them rather than resist. Through daily practice, this balanced mind becomes our true refuge, a place of safety that no storm can shake. This does not mean we ignore pain or difficulties. Instead, we face them fully, with courage and trust that they will pass. Equanimity is like the heart of compassion. When we hold ourselves and others with this steady love, we find the deepest happiness. In your own practice, begin by observing your emotions without judgment. Notice the rise and fall of feelings like waves on the sea. Pause before reacting. Breathe deeply and return to your center. Know that it is okay to feel upset or afraid. Equanimity is not about denying emotions. It is about moving through them with grace. When you stumble, remember the tree that stands tall in the storm. You too can stand firm and unshaken. This calmness expands your awareness. It opens you to life's beauty even in the darkest moments. As the Zen master, I encourage you to nurture this balance. It is a precious gift that grows with patience and love. Let equanimity be the light that guides you through life's changing tides. In the next part, we will discover how gratitude can deepen our happiness and transform our outlook. Gratitude is a gentle light that shines quietly within us, even when the world seems dark. It is the heart's way of noticing the many small blessings that surround us every day. When we practice gratitude, life itself begins to feel like a gift, no matter what challenges we face. Imagine waking each morning and noticing the soft glow of sunlight through your window, the fresh taste of water, the breath that fills your lungs. These simple things are miracles, easily overlooked. But when seen through the eyes of gratitude, they become precious jewels. Gratitude softens the heart. It shifts our focus from what is missing to what is present. It turns complaining into appreciation, worry into wonder. As a Zen master, I remind you that gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a practice, a way of being. It is like tending a garden in your heart, watering the flowers of joy so they may bloom. Many struggle with gratitude when life feels hard. Pain and sorrow can cloud our vision, making us forget the good. Yet, it is often in the darkest moments that gratitude shines brightest, like a single star in the night sky. The Buddha taught that a grateful heart is a happy heart. When we cultivate gratitude, we open the door to deeper contentment and peace. Practicing gratitude does not mean ignoring hardship or pretending life is perfect. It means choosing to see beyond our troubles and recognize the gifts hidden within and around us. Think about the trees that bend in the wind. They do not resist, but bend gracefully. Gratitude teaches us a similar gentle flexibility, an openness to receive what the present moment offers. You can begin this practice by simply pausing each day to name 3 things you are thankful for. They can be as small as a kind word, a warm cup of tea, or a smile shared. This daily habit rewires the mind to notice abundance rather than lack. Over time, it brings a profound sense of satisfaction and joy. Gratitude also deepens our connection to others. When you thank someone sincerely, You acknowledge their kindness and strengthen your bond. It dissolves feelings of isolation, reminding us that we are part of a larger whole. The Zen master says that gratitude is a doorway to humility. It helps us see that life is not something we control entirely, but a precious flow we participate in with grace. Gratitude reminds us to be present, and when we are present, we are peaceful. In meditation, gratitude can be a gentle focus, reflecting on the people, experiences, and moments that enrich your life helps cultivate warmth in the heart. When we practice gratitude for ourselves, we learn to accept and love who we are fully, flaws and all. This acceptance is the foundation of true happiness. In every challenge, there is something to be grateful for. Maybe it is a lesson learned, a strength discovered, or a kindness received. When you face difficulty, try to find one small thing to appreciate. This simple act can shift your perspective and lighten your burden. Gratitude makes us aware of life's impermanence, the fleeting beauty of moments passing like clouds in the sky. Rather than clinging, we hold these moments tenderly, thankful for the chance to experience them. Like a river flowing steadily, gratitude carries us gently through the ups and downs of life. It is a practice that calls us back to the present and teaches us that happiness is not a destination, but a journey. As the Zen master, I encourage you to let gratitude fill your days. Let it be the song your heart sings in every breath. In the next part, we will explore how to transform challenges into opportunities, turning hardship into growth. In every life, challenges come like storms. They arrive without invitation and often without warning. Pain, loss, confusion. These can feel overwhelming, like heavy clouds hiding the light. But within every challenge lies an invitation. The chance to grow, to learn, and to discover new strengths. As a Zen master, I tell you that challenges are not just obstacles to be endured. They are opportunities waiting to be seen. They are the seeds from which wisdom and compassion can bloom. Imagine a sculptor working with a rough stone. The chisels and tools strike hard, removing what is not needed. What appears as destruction is actually creation. A hidden statue slowly revealed through the artist's patience and vision. In the same way, life's difficulties carve away what no longer serves us. They shape us into clearer, stronger, more compassionate beings. When pain visits, it can either harden the heart or open it. The choice, though difficult, is always ours. To transform challenge into growth, we must first accept reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. Resistance stiffens the mind and tightens the heart. Acceptance softens the edges and makes room for new possibilities. In Buddhist teachings, this acceptance is not passive resignation but active presence. It means standing firmly in the storm, feeling the wind and rain, but not being blown away. Through mindfulness, we learn to observe our suffering without becoming lost in it. We watch the waves rise and fall, knowing that after every storm, the sea becomes calm again. Challenges teach us humility. They remind us that we are not always in control, and that life's flow cannot be forced. But challenges also teach resilience. Each time we meet difficulty with an open heart, we build our inner strength. Consider the bamboo that bends in the wind but does not break. Its flexibility is its strength. So too must we learn to bend without breaking. When we look deeply, we see that hardships often bring new clarity. They peel away distractions and point us toward what truly matters: love, connection, presence. Many great teachers speak of suffering as the soil where wisdom grows. Without darkness, the light cannot shine so clearly. This transformation begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What is this moment teaching me?" In this question lies the power to change pain into insight. Each challenge reveals hidden parts of ourselves, hidden fears, desires, and especially hidden capacities for courage and kindness. It invites us to reach out for help, to connect deeply with others, and to give support when we are able. This mutual giving and receiving nurture our hearts and build community. Transforming challenges means also embracing uncertainty. We learn to live with not knowing, trusting life's unfolding even when the path is unclear. This trust does not come easily. It grows slowly, with patience and repeated practice. As you face difficulties, remember to breathe deeply and stay grounded in the present. See hardships as teachers, not enemies. Listen to the messages they bring without judgment or fear. When you stumble, know it is part of the journey toward greater wisdom. Through this lens, life becomes a sacred dance of growth, not a battle to be won. Compassion for yourself during hard times is essential. Treat yourself with gentleness, understanding that pain is part of being alive. Forgive yourself your struggles and celebrate your courage. Each challenge overcome is a victory, not over the world, but over suffering itself. As the Zen master, I invite you to open your heart to these opportunities hidden within hardship. Let your struggles become stepping stones on the path to awakening. True peace is not something far away, hidden in distant places or future times. It lives within you, quietly waiting to be noticed each day. The path to inner peace is not made of grand gestures but small, simple steps taken again and again. Every morning offers a fresh start, a chance to begin again with a calm heart and an open mind. The Zen master invites you to greet each dawn with gratitude and intention, seeing it as a gift rather than a routine. One of the most powerful daily practices is to simply pause and breathe. Take moments throughout your day to feel your breath flowing. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the in and out of fresh air. This breathing is an anchor, a gentle reminder that you are alive, here in this moment. Breath connects us to the present, the only place where peace grows. When worries or distractions come, return to your breath, steady, calm, and sure. Another practice is mindfulness, learning to be fully present in whatever you do. Whether washing dishes, walking, or listening to a friend, bring your full attention to the activity. Notice the sights, sounds, smells, and sensations. This presence is a doorway to peace. In our busy lives, multitasking often pulls us away from meaning and joy. Mindfulness pulls us back, showing that even small moments, when fully embraced, are rich with life. Setting simple intentions each day can guide your mind and heart gently toward peace. These intentions might be anything: a reminder to be kind, to listen deeply, or to accept what comes with grace. Writing down these intentions helps keep them close throughout the day. When challenges arise, return to these guiding stars. Gratitude journals are another beautiful practice. Each evening, reflect on moments that brought warmth to your heart. It might be a kind word, a beautiful sunset, or the taste of your food. Writing these down nurtures a mindset of appreciation. Compassion practice is vital too. Remind yourself often that you are worthy of kindness and patience, just as you are. When self-criticism arises, soften it with gentle words, like you would comfort a dear friend. Meditation is a powerful tool for cultivating inner peace. It does not require special postures or long hours. Even a few quiet minutes sitting comfortably, observing your breath or thoughts, can calm the restless mind and open the heart. Start small and build gradually. Meditation is like watering a seed. It helps the garden of your soul blossom. As you cultivate peace inside, you will find it easier to connect deeply with others. Your calm presence becomes a balm to those around you. Another daily practice is to slow down. In our fast-paced world, rushing wears down the spirit. Find moments to walk slowly, eat slowly, speak slowly. These small pauses are moments of peace. Nature offers countless gifts for peace. Walking barefoot on earth, listening to the birds, or gazing at the stars can ground you and remind you of life's gentle beauty. Letting go of digital distractions is also essential. Create times in your day without screens. Times for silence, reflection, or connection with loved ones. These simple practices, when woven into daily life, create a fabric of calm that supports us through difficulties. Finally, remember the power of kindness. A smile, a helping hand, or a word of encouragement can transform your day and the day of others. Peace grows in the soil of kindness and gratitude. The Zen master reminds you too that patience is key. Cultivating inner peace is a lifelong journey, not a quick fix. Be gentle with yourself when you stumble. Each return to peace is a victory. In moments of difficulty, recall your breath, your intentions, and the steady light of your inner calm. This light never fades. It waits within you, ready to guide you home. As you walk these daily steps, you will feel life's stress soften and joy grow. Your heart will open more and more, like a flower greeting the sun. In the next part, we will reflect on the timeless wisdom of the Buddha and how it lights the way to lasting happiness. Long ago, in distant lands, a man named Siddhartha Gautama awoke to a truth so profound that his teachings continue to touch hearts across the world today. This man, known as the Buddha, showed that happiness is not found in riches or power, but in understanding the nature of life and living wisely. The Buddha's wisdom is like a clear river, simple, pure, and flowing gently into the hearts of those who listen. His teaching invites us to look deeply at ourselves and the world, peeling away illusions and discovering the peace that resides beneath. One of the Buddha's central teachings is the Four Noble Truths. These truths are like a map for the journey toward joy and freedom from suffering. First, the Buddha acknowledged that suffering is a part of life. This might sound sad, but it is the starting point of awakening. When we accept that pain and discomfort are natural, we stop fighting them and begin to understand their message. Second, he revealed that suffering has causes. These include craving, attachment, and ignorance. When we hold tightly to desires or misunderstand the nature of reality, suffering arises. Third, and this is the hopeful part, the Buddha taught that suffering can end. Freedom from pain is possible through inner transformation. Fourth, he showed the path leading to this end, the Noble Eightfold Path, a guide for living wisely, kindly, and peacefully. This path includes right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Each step is a practice, a way to bring harmony to body and mind. The Buddha also taught about impermanence, the truth that everything changes. Flowers bloom and wither, seasons come and go, and even our thoughts and feelings rise and fall like waves. When we truly understand impermanence, we find freedom from clinging. We realize that nothing lasts forever, so holding too tightly is a cause of suffering. Another profound teaching is the concept of non-self. Unlike the ego that thinks of itself as a fixed I, the Buddha showed that we are ever-changing, a river of moments flowing constantly. This wisdom frees us from the heavy burdens of pride and selfishness. It helps us open to connection and compassion. The Buddha's teachings are not cold philosophy, but a warm invitation to live with courage, kindness, and joy. He encouraged simple acts like generosity, kindness to all beings, and patience during troubles. Meditation was also central, a practice to calm the mind, see clearly, and awaken the heart. With regular meditation, we learn to watch the mind's chatter without being caught in it. We discover a calm, spacious awareness beneath the noise, a sanctuary of peace. The Buddha's stories remind us that everyone is capable of awakening. Great kings, simple farmers, all walked this path. His life is an example of transformation, showing that any heart, no matter how burdened, can find freedom. As you explore these teachings, remember they are tools, not dogma. They encourage you to experiment, to see for yourself what brings peace. The Buddha said, "Be a lamp to yourself. Trust your experience and inner wisdom." This trust deepens as we practice kindness, patience, and mindfulness in daily life. Slowly, the seeds of joy planted in the heart begin to grow and bloom. The Buddha's wisdom teaches us that happiness is not a prize to be won, but a way of being in the world, with open heart and clear mind. It encourages us to live fully, embracing both light and shadow with grace. In times of sorrow, these teachings offer comfort and strength. In times of joy, they offer humility and gratitude. They remind us that true happiness flows from peace within, not from outside. As the Zen master, I invite you to touch this ancient wisdom in your own life. Let the Buddha's words be a gentle guide on your journey. With each step, you come closer to the boundless joy that awaits in every moment. In the final part, we will wrap this journey with a reminder of how to walk this path of everlasting happiness each day. As our journey together draws to a close, let us gently reflect on what it means to walk the path of everlasting happiness. This path is not a distant road to be reached someday, but a walk we take every day, moment by moment, with mindful steps and a loving heart. Happiness is not something to chase or capture. It is like the sky, always present, even when hidden by clouds. The more we rush, the more elusive it feels. But when we slow down, breathe deeply, and look within, we find a steady joy waiting patiently. The Buddha's teachings have offered us lanterns to light our way. Understanding suffering, embracing mindfulness, practicing letting go, and opening the heart through compassion. These are not rules but gifts, tools we can return to when life feels heavy. Remember, the power to live happily in every situation lies within you. It is your true nature, untouched by the storms of life. Each time you return to this truth, you anchor your heart in peace. There will be days when clouds gather and the wind howls. On those days, be gentle with yourself. Allow the waves of emotion to roll through without fear. Your calm center remains beneath, steady and strong. In cultivating happiness, small actions matter deeply. A smile to a stranger, a kind word to yourself, a moment of gratitude. All these weave a tapestry of joy. Each breath is a new beginning, each moment a chance to choose peace. When the mind wanders, guide it back with kindness, like leading a child home. Your heart is a garden. What you nurture will grow. Plant seeds of mindfulness. Water them with compassion and patience, and watch your happiness bloom. In this life, you are both the gardener and the flower. Care for yourself as tenderly as the most precious blossom. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribes. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep weaving wisdom into words that light hearts and guide all who listen. The path of happiness is not a perfect, straight line. It curves and winds, filled with moments of joy and challenge. Embrace each step as part of the dance of life. Look around you. Notice the beauty in the simplest things. The morning dew, the laughter of a child, the warmth of the sun. These moments are gifts leading you home. When you meet others, remember we all walk this path together. Offer your kindness freely and receive the kindness given to you. Peace is not found outside, but cultivated inside, like a flame sheltered from the wind. Walk this path with a light heart, a calm mind, and an open spirit. Trust that each day brings new possibilities to be happy. As the Zen master, I remind you, happiness is your birthright. No circumstance can take it from you unless you give it away through resistance or fear. Return often to the teachings we have shared. Let them guide you gently back whenever you stray. Know that your journey matters, and your happiness is a gift to the world. Keep your eyes on the path, but do not forget to enjoy the walk. Let each step be a meditation, each breath a prayer for peace. Though this is the final part of our series, the journey is just beginning. May you walk with joy in your heart, courage in your spirit, and peace that surpasses all understanding. May your life be a shining example of quiet strength and gentle love. And may the happiness you cultivate ripple outward, touching every being you encounter. Thank you for walking this path with me. Remember, the light of happiness shines within you always, if you are willing to see it.